Hello ladies and gentlemen, BTM here bringing you a one-on-one versus a second lieutenant who is playing Germany in blue. I'm playing Russian in orange. He's way better than me. He's been playing a lot more than me, so I'm probably going to get my butt kicked, but I am going to give this a very, very good collegiate try. The map is Deccan. We are going to start with extra crates on the ground, so my first thought is let's get those crates up, let's get a market up, let's get some houses up. Let's rush, 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 baby. He is playing Germany. My first thought was, alright, he's probably just going to go for some kind of fast fortress, so if I can just get 20 or 30 units standing under his town center as fast as possible, that'll probably be the best case scenario for me, especially since he's probably been playing a lot more recently than I have. Now, good idea, bad idea, I don't know, but that was the idea in my head. So there comes the house going down. Of course, the reason why I need to do the house is so I don't pop myself, because as soon as my next 3 villagers pop out, I will need more housing if I intend to make any more after that. And I do believe I start to go make a market. Yes, I do. I know, right? It's heretical for me. No, I spend all my time preaching the values of not building a market, and here I am constructing a market in my town, breaking the true values that you expect BTM to live and uphold. But maybe I've seen the light, maybe I haven't, who knows. Point being, there is a market going down in the town. But part of the reason why I did, of course, build the market now is that there was so many extra resource crates. There's wood, there's gold. I could basically buy the upgrades for free, and I thought that would probably be a little bit more valuable to me than not. So I gather a little bit of the gold, enough to get hunting dogs, and then I move on. I think, alright, we got hunting dogs, I don't need to trip this. I shoot a rhino, and then I run away, as I do advise everybody to do. If you ever do find yourself shooting a rhinoceros, don't stick around there, get your ass out of there. So we shoot that rhino, we run away. But of course, when you run away from a rhinoceros, the first thing you should do every single time is go shoot a tiger, and we're about to do that. I do pick my Cav deck again, and the only reason why I picked it was the only deck I knew was working. Of course, he's German. He could always go very heavy on a Doppelsodner or Langschalot presence, at which point using heavy Cav would be stupid. But again, I didn't even pick the deck because I wanted Cav. I just picked the deck because I knew it was a decently constructed deck. Either way, here we are at 11 villagers. I am going to age up with 11. Now, normally... Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, so here's what happened in-game. I hesitated, and I think it actually cost me a little bit, because I saved up food, and I didn't get my next batch of villagers going right away. And then just as I was going to click to age up, I had kind of a brain fart moment where I said, you know what, no, we got to go 14. So I probably should have just straight up aged up anyway if I really wanted to get that pressure going fast. But I freaked out. I freaked myself out a bit, and I think I kind of cost myself a little bit there by not aging immediately. Because now I got to age up in queue and still gathering food, and it's just not a very efficient process. So I'm going to set all my new villagers to wood. I'm going to gather gang saw, the upgrade. I'm going to start working on getting some second age things going, but man, I'm feeling not good. I don't know if you guys ever do this in your life, but you'll make a mistake, and those mistakes tend to snowball, and I totally felt like I was snowballing a bit here. I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't age up fast enough, now what am I going to do? And just, I felt taken off balance, and then I noticed that the German players got 2 trading posts, and I'm like, oy vey, are you kidding me? So then all of a sudden I'm feeling a little bit nervous about that, because he's definitely going for some kind of boomy, aggressive economic push. Plus, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't have a blockhouse up and running, and I'm halfway to the next age, maybe a third of the way to the next age, and I'm getting a little bit stressed out. So that's what's going on for me right now. Not a great match so far. It's a short match, by the way, so we're a third of the way through it. But I'm not going to give up, obviously. I got this. You know, when you get to the brink, the moments where you find yourself starting to make mistakes, that's where you got to put your pants on, take a deep breath, and say, all right, my pants are on. I'm going to calm down a bit. So, working here, got some more villagers queued. I'm going to try to steal some treasures. I'm going to try to do my thing. I try to build the blockhouse right there to block off that mine too far forward, so I end up having to build it back, which means I way overwalked the blockhouse forward, which was definitely a little bit of a bummer. And I am going to, of course, try to steal that 50 wood or 40 wood, whatever it is, behind his town center. But again, he's now got 3 trading posts, which means he probably has a trading post next to me as well. And if he has 3 trading posts, that probably means he's going to upgrade it. So it's almost as if this bastard watches my videos and does the things I like. That is, building a lot of trading posts. I'm not going to sweat it, though. I'm going to keep my pants on. Going to get some troops out, and I'm thinking, all right, he's not aging up yet. We're going to ship some units as soon as we age, and we're just going to go stand under his town center. Unfortunately, he then ages. I see some guys on gold, but not too many, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe there's nothing too extraordinary going on. I see the saloon built, and I'm like, wait, what? And I kind of messed up here. So having seen the saloon built, I probably should have gone with a stable or started building a stable immediately and have shipped 5 Cossacks to begin with. Now, part of the reason why I'm saying 5 Cossacks, one is he's going to have some free Ulans on the map anyway, so I probably should have had it going that way. Notice I am building a second blockhouse. My multiple blockhouse theory worked out pretty well there. I probably should have built the trading post on the other side instead of randomly building a blockhouse, but that was my thought. I'll build a blockhouse, why not? He does have some Ulans, but I'm thinking, alright, we have 13 Strelets, start mixing in some Musts, and I just want to go pressure him. But another reason why I should have probably built a stable rather than that blockhouse is I'm not super familiar with what mercenaries are available on Deccan, but I'm going to guess that they're all pretty vulnerable to cav, and as you'll see, they are all pretty vulnerable to cav. But I do kind of figure out now, alright, maybe I should have some units on the field, and at this point I'm going to go try to burn down some trading posts and get some action going. 5 minutes in the game. It's a little bit of a faster game than usual, and I'm trying to figure out what the smart thing to do here is. Do I build a third? What do I do? Okay, I go hunt with that villager. Meanwhile, I'm still making villagers in my town, trying to get the game on, trying to figure out what's smart to do. You know, you kind of get a little bit thrown off. I do see the 8 crossbows walk out. And it might be stupid, but the 8 crossbows probably gave me an arrogant sense of knowledge. By the way, look at that Strelet walking away. I have no idea what happened, and I noticed it later in watching my recording, and I was so... Oh no, I think I walked him in there on purpose. Yeah, I did, because I wanted to see what was going on. I wasn't pissed. I was surprised because I forgot about it. Then I was like, oh yeah, in game I thought, hey, let's go see what's going on. But I see the massive units coming, so I'm thinking, alright, we got to separate the Cossacks out and get in a better position to engage him. So we're going to pull back our troops in one mass. My thought is if we can get his cav on my infantry and then my Cossacks on his crossbows, we're going to be in a good spot. And that actually works out pretty good because there comes the Ulan. His Expos start to circle around, and he's kind of in this glorious out-of-position phase where... Actually, he wasn't as out of position as I remembered him being at the time. It felt like he was out of position, but he certainly managed to get out of there pretty fast. So he wasn't quite as out of position as he could have been. But if we had managed to engage that fight, if I had been in slightly better position to take advantage, I probably would have won. At this point, I am going to start putting down the other trading posts. I don't want to be left out of a trading post party. And I guess I kind of made a mistake here. I thought, oh, I'm going to walk over here. And I don't know why I thought walking back to that trading post and attacking it was a good idea. But at the time, it just struck me as a really good thing to do. So I thought, all right, let's go get some pressure on that other trading post. I have a lot of people on food, very little on wood, and none on coin. Again, I'm thinking at this point, it looks like he's got a lot of expos and the gold units from the saloon. Maybe just making a bunch of Strelets is my best train of action. In hindsight, when I looked up the units, making a bunch of Cossacks would have been my better option. But I don't want to get ahead of myself here. Strelets, you know, they're weak. They're just designed to die quickly and not always the best scenarios. There, of course, comes his units. I start to pull back my guys, knowing that his units are indeed coming. Unfortunately, those 4 Cossacks are caught a little bit out of position. And then I want them to run around that village there and then go attack, but instead I accidentally run them in front and they get just shot at, and now I accidentally have some Strelets getting shot at, so I'm going to lose about 20 units here just due to sheer stupidity without much damage. And at this point this is going to be kind of odd, but I really felt like I had to go attack. Now fortunately I still managed to get the Cossacks on his ranged units, and I managed to get my ranged units in position, so it wasn't the biggest end of the world, but I still think that if I had gotten my Cossacks to loop around, I would have been in a stronger position. Fortunately, those Cossacks don't last very long because his salon units are killing, and at this point, I felt like I had a strong enough mass to take him on, so I'm just going to try to narrow down his Ulans. I do that. Now I just need to start microing down his Thuggies. But as you can see, they're pretty much 1 or 2 hit killing all of my units. With that being said, you know, Cossacks are a dime a dozen. I'm thinking I can just keep popping out Cossacks and I will be okay. But now he's got some Doppelsonders coming. No, Langshalots from the town center. And now I'm starting to realize, yeah, these guys aren't going down fast enough. I'm in a little bit of a hard time. So I'm just trying to micro out my units to take it down. Meanwhile, I'm also trying to focus. I'll start trying to focus down on the Doppelsonders because I don't want to lose them. And then I want to be able to kill this match of units and then push in and go for the win. However, what am I doing? I guess I'm buying market upgrades. I do have more Strelets coming. I realize that that front blockhouse is going down at a fairly alarming clip. I look at the stats of these guys when I clicked on them a couple seconds ago. I was terrified. First blockhouse goes down, and I'm like, shoot, that's not good. second blockhouse, I'm beginning to wonder if I can keep it up. Even though it seems like a fairly even fight in terms of numbers, his units are insanely superior. Plus, he's got the 3 trade posts, probably just feeding him gold straight up so he can afford to spam these out. And even though I'm first microing down the... First, I started by microing down the Doppelsonders, which were directly attacking the building. I then start shooting down the Thuggies, which have like a 45 ranged attack versus the Strelette 7 or 8 or whatever ridiculously low attack they have. And I start to realize, yeah, I'm probably just going to be in trouble here. I do make some Musketeers. I kind of got to a point where I said, well, if Strelettes aren't doing it, maybe Musketeers will do it better. Probably should have just gone to the Strelette so I had more unit mass, to be honest. But either way, some Ulans ended up coming in, so having 5 musts on hand actually was really helpful. Granted, it was a little bit not enough too late, if you know what I mean. And that blockhouse is about to go down, and I think, you know what, no blockhouses, what I'm going to do? Throw up another blockhouse in my town, get a batch or 2 of Strelettes out, and it's just going to be killed. So I'm not the kind to be a dick. I know when I have been licked, so I, of course, will resign. And his Merc Rush was surprisingly effective. Like, wow, what a great play, great strategy. Grabbing the trading posts, he just all around did it well. I probably could have rushed at 11 villagers and got in under his town center and probably threw him off a bit, but other than that, I just was outplayed from beginning to end. So it was a good game. Always fun to get my licks handed to me. Now I'm 2-1, but I felt like I lost to somebody I didn't feel bad about losing to. So before I go, let me bring you a quote from Sun Tzu and the Art of War. One second, I have the quote right here. To secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. Even if I had played that match really well, I don't think I would have had much of an opportunity to actually beat him just because he had a better unit choice and composition, and I didn't do anything particularly amazingly to handle myself well. Should have gone Cossacks, for example. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, good luck and happy hunting. BTM out.